I am just honored and humbled to be with you here and want to thank everyone who's spoken so far and all of you for taking an afternoon to come out and talk with each other and hear about some stories of growing green spaces. When I first learned about public speaking and doing this thing that we've all been saying is talking about how weird it can be to get in front of a bunch of people, even friendly faces. One of the things that was a central teaching was to use a personal story to bring your audience into where you're coming from. And I thought, what's a personal story that tells why I care about growing green spaces in Greensboro? And I thought about things that I like to do, like kayaking on Lake Brant. And that doesn't quite cut it. You get a sense of a profound something bigger than us out in outdoor spaces. And to me, growing our green spaces is as much about us being able to experience them as it is about a larger issue, as it is about our whole community's well-being and environmental justice and the climate crisis that's going on. And I thought, what's a personal story that talks about why I care about the climate crisis? And I could talk about learning about species going extinct in school. Well, it's something that happened to the dinosaurs, and one day I realized that it's happening to thousands of species every day because of human-made operations. And I thought about another personal experience. Maybe I was growing up and Hurricane Katrina happened. And you see images on TV and hear the stories of people who are being failed by the systems designed to protect us. But I didn't have a species I care about go extinct. My house cats were still around, and I didn't lose my house. And the truth is, for a lot of us, the climate crisis is a slow-moving thing. It's hard to get an everyday sense of what it means that ice is melting and there are warmer temperatures, right? And we still have Lake Higgins and Lake Brant, and the water level may be lower, but there's not a wildfire burning down our forests around here, and it seems like a big international problem. And that can make it hard because our leaders are stuck. They can't agree on the Paris Accord to limit temperature rise, and we're seeing faster and faster consequences of that, and we want to do something, and that's important. And so Duke Energy will send you power-efficient light bulbs to replace your old incandescent ones, and they'll even chip in $1 for solar panels on your roof. But it's still frustrating to take these individual level actions. What about the collective change that's within our reach? What about all of the different tools that you've heard about from the 4 speakers before us today and from many other places, networks in our community that are doing different things here or there? When we talk about growing green spaces and connecting in with these projects, we're talking about working with our neighbors. So Emerging Ecology is a nonprofit founded in Greensboro about 8 years ago that believes strongly in the potential of neighborhood leaders. We can see and come together around these green spaces in our community. When we ran a pilot program of a neighborhood development initiative that we're calling Enlivening Neighborhoods, we worked with a small group of neighborhood leaders in Sunset Hills here in Greensboro, and Aaron Reese, who's here today, was one of those neighborhood leaders who came together first on Zoom and then in person at a park in the neighborhood to see what can a group of us who want to make a difference, who felt frustrated with the individual level things that we can do, how can we come together despite challenges like we can't meet in person, and despite challenges like, well, we don't know each other that well and we may believe different things or come from different backgrounds and vote for different people, but through looking at what is right in front of us that we can come together on. And through a series of facilitated workshops, this group of people built a collective vision and committed to a 3-point plan to make real changes in the neighborhood. To do something like, sure, a lot of us can perhaps have the wherewithal, and if we're homeowners, figure out how to get solar panels on our house. But what if we think about the collective carbon footprint of our neighborhood and work together to support and bring along neighbors? And in Sunset Hills, they're working on offsetting the carbon footprint of the light balls that they hang up trees in the marathon, and you all probably know and have seen how cool that is. Well, how cool would it be to come together as a community and make significant contributions to those beautiful things that we do together and sustainable ways that we live together? Even if Congress can't fix bridges around our country, we have the tools to build new ones with each other. Those bridges between us and the networks of neighbors working together are where we can take care of each other in new ways, work together in new ways, and figure out what actually might work. Build new systems that don't rely on things that we can see aren't working for everyone. We believe that one way to do this is a facilitated process that we've designed a framework for, guided by the Institute of Cultural Affairs, Technology of Participation Facilitation Methods. It's a long way to say that this framework we've built uses grassroots community participation to build collective buy-in to a vision and make things happen. We're working to support neighborhood leaders around the city and build partnerships to do this with all of you, advancing equity as we can work together to grow green spaces. And through activating on these small goals, we can work together to reverse the climate crisis and make it feel a little less like this giant problem that none of us can do anything about. Because everyone up here has been going through the tools and processes that we have in front of us through connecting with each other to make it happen. You can learn more about our program at emergingecology.org/neighborhoods. We have a little flyer that Nelson and I will have if you want to connect with us later in the day. And we look forward to talking to you. Thank you.